My most recent video was about the top 3 best budget PC builds out there, so for this one it's going to be about Prebuilt PCs. I want to say that the cheapest PC on this list is going to be $700 and the most expensive one $1,000. So if you have less money than $700, down below in the video description you will have cheaper PCs as well with the gaming desktops that I'm about to mention. Finding a budget Prebuilt PC might seem like a difficult task, especially with today's market, but you can actually get pretty solid computers at these price points. With the first one being the HP Victus 15L from Amazon. This one, like I said before, $700 and you get the GTX 1660 Super and the i3 12100. Now, one thing I want to mention is that if this PC is on the HP website, it's going to be a much better option, mainly because it's going to be probably cheaper and you buy it directly from the manufacturer. However, right now on the HP website, there are not great deals at this price point. For that reason, I do recommend you buying it from Amazon. If you don't know anything about computer, this system is going to be really solid at 1080p gaming and you can play any title at 1080p without any issue, 60 plus FPS on average, but of course it's going to depend on the title and the settings. For esports titles, you will be able to achieve 100 plus FPS, so if you want a high refresh rate 1080p monitor, feel free to get one. One thing I want to mention though is that it comes with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of SSD, which is something I do recommend you upgrading down the line if you don't have the money to do it right now. And these are easy upgrades, don't worry about it. But if you can't do it now, then it's definitely recommended because you will get more storage and more RAM, which is going to give you a better performance for gaming. With the next one, we have the Skytech Nebula from the Skytech website. So like I said before, if you buy it directly from the manufacturer, you will get a better customer support. So on this case, you don't have to worry about that. And you get the i5 12400F, so better than the i3 12100 and the RTX 3050, which is a bit better than the GTX 1660 Super. If you don't know anything about computers, here you're getting a better performance and you don't have to upgrade anything since you get 16 gigs of RAM and 1 TB of SSD, so it's enough storage and enough RAM for gaming. Of course you can upgrade it if you want, but there's really no need to. The price for this one is $900, so you're spending $200 more than the last one, but you're getting not only a better performance for gaming, which is the most important part. Down the line, if you want to change components inside of this PC, this one is definitely recommended. But if you're working with a tight budget and you don't care about upgradability or you don't want to touch the PC at all, then the last one is actually a better choice. Now, when it comes to gaming, this one, just like the last one, you can run every single title 1080p without any issues, but you will get higher FPS, especially on the high demanding CPU titles, like for example CSGO. So if your main games require more CPU than GPU, then this one will have a huge difference over the last one, considering you also get 16 gigs of RAM. When it comes to GPU demanding games, the frame rates are going to be really similar between the GTX 1660 Super and the RTX 3050. The only thing that changes between these two GPUs is the VRAM and the RTX features. And with the best PC on the list, we have the Victus 15L, but this time from the HP website. This one is more expensive, but it's going to be the best one out of this list by far. And let me explain why. Here you get the Ryzen 7 5700G and the RX 6600 XT. The RX 6600 XT is almost 40% faster on performance than the RTX 3050 and you're only paying $100 extra, which might seem like a lot when you're working with a tight budget, but spending those extra $100 is definitely recommended if you want the best performance. Not only you can play at 1080p really high FPS every single game with this system, and I'm talking about 240 FPS on average on esports titles, and for the most high demanding games like Flight Simulator, you will be able to run this game without any issues at 1080p. But you can also play at 1440p, which is the most surprising part considering the price on a Prebuilt PC. Of course, when we talk about PC builds, it's different, but for Prebuilt PCs, $1,000 is not usually a 1440p price point. However, with this system, you can play at 1440p, most games 60 plus FPS on average. Of course, it's not going to be the flashiest 1440p experience, but if we are talking about games like CSGO, Valorant, GTA 5, even Red Dead Redemption 2, this PC will do a great job at 1440p resolution. You also get 16 gigs of RAM, 1 TB of hard drive and 500 gigs of SSD, so you get more storage than the last one as well. That being said, if you have $100 extra to spend, by all means get this one instead of the last one. It's not going to be as upgradable, but you will not have the issue on the first Victus 15L where I do recommend you upgrading something inside of the system. Here, there's no need to upgrade anything, so if you don't want to touch the inside of the system, this one by far is going to be your best choice. Now I'm going to do a recap and a final conclusion. If you're working with a really tight budget, you can't go above $700, get the first one. If you can extend your budget but you want something really upgradable and a solid performance right now, get the Skytech Nebula. And if you can spend $1,000 and you want the best performance out there, get the Victus 15L. I think that one is the best PC out of the three. And just like I said before, when it comes to PC builds, it's a bit different. I highly recommend you watching my latest video about the top 3 budget PC builds that you can get for 2023, where for $750 you can get a 4040p system. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and watch that one in the top right of the screen. If you have any questions, whether for Prebuilt PCs or PC builds, let me know in the comment section. I will try to reply as fast as possible. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.